me thing, boy.
You just say, yo,
Yeah.
focus on me. Focus on me now, please.
Yeah, yeah. I think we live.
Well, that's just for the, in case you cross the amount on the Zoom platform, you could always,
No, and it's good to get a copy of it afterwards as well.
Yeah, well, we record it, yeah.
All right, well, it's 5 to, so I'm gonna take off my camera and thing and let's review my words.
Yes. Powder your nose, please.
Yeah, so, all right, so see you a little in a bit.
Yeah, man, great. Welcome, District Governor Leslie.
Welcome.
Hey, good evening all. Thank you.
Good evening.
Thank you.
How are you going, Chief?
All right. I can't see you yet, but good to hear you, sir.
We could fix that in a little bit, not over.
Okay, no problem. I'm there, so when you're ready.
Actually, I forgot to ask you about the conference hotel. I should ask you one time.
Oh, it's going to be the Radisson?
Radisson.
Yeah,
right.
it will, yeah. Oh boy. I'm sorry, but we should have posted it. I asked that it be posted from today, but I didn't. I was on the district website. I haven't seen it, but it will be up very soon. The details for registration and so on. It'll be up very soon.
Very good. Yeah. No. I'm trying to encourage a nice contingent from Penal to come to the district conference.
That'd be fantastic. Grenada always provides a very good conference.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
And Trinidad normally outnumbers any other members of the district. So it would be great. Yeah.
Yeah. That's because we have a lot of Grenadians here, legally and illegally.
Yes.
Yeah. So I will never forget when one of the district conferences I attended in Grenada, and there was this elderly chap. I don't know if it's Luku or some name like that, Suku or something like that. And when we went to home hospitality, he was talking about the good old days with Dr. Eric Williams, and when he said,
was it John Watts, the former PDG?
No. It wasn't. No. It was a senior citizen, not a Rotarian, but he was there at the home hospitality, and we were talking, and he was saying that when Eric Williams said, send them by the boatload, man. So I see all the change, all the government. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, man. Yeah. No. It's okay. Let me tell you something. This fellow has been there for the last 10 years, and I think people got better. But I'll tell you what pulled it across. It is the youth. You see, this guy, the young chap, he's only 44 years, a brilliant lawyer.
Right.
Brilliant lawyer. And he actually, let me tell you, it took 8 months to bring that party from nothing to become a winning, team of guys, and he has done very well, and the youth just gravitated towards this man. Gravitated. It was that election was won in the last month of campaigning.
Which is good. I mean, like I said, I always following the developments in Grenada, including the politics there. So I was very interested to see this change, as we say.
Of course, yeah. And I don't expect that we will go down. I think things will continue. Grenada will go forward. I think.
Right. Yeah.
And I cannot. This is one example of how social media can influence a campaign, and they use that to the fullest extent. And of course, it was the young people involved. You should see how they.
Yeah, well, remember with Obama was the same thing. Obama had a lot of young people.
That's right. Yeah.
In the engine room.
Yeah.
And before you realize it, normally, historically, big financiers in the Obama campaign, the first 2 million he raised were people pledging at 20 and 100 and that sort of thing. But the young people they really push, and
Yes, indeed.
In the America politics and the primaries and so on, all of these things they look at in terms of how much funds you could raise and that sort of thing. And that was so yes, these young people with their devices, in many ways, they could make or break an election.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a pleasure to see how they manipulate the speeches from the opposition. The no opposition. It was the then incumbent. They twisted the way the then prime minister delivered his messages to make it a winning thing for the candidate. It's amazing, really amazing.
This is good.
I see my DGN there.
Yeah. Oh, Debbie's there. I'm following the list. Welcome.
Yes, good evening. Thanks. How are you, DG? I got to see that for the first time today.
I'm okay, man. Good.
Yeah, DGN, we were now talking about young lawyers and you joined the chat. So yeah, that's really good, right?
There we go. I came in at the right time, huh? How are you going, Doc?
We are quiet as usual.
Good.
Yeah, man.
Quiet. You're doing plenty as usual.
Well, it's one way to keep Satan out, right?
Yeah. Oh, Leslie, I'm loving your jacket.
Oh, yeah. This was a rush thing that I did to go to, where did I wear? To go to Naples or somewhere that I think, Yeah. This was a rush exercise, but
right.
It's serving the purpose for the time being.
Yeah.
When in international conference, there's a booth, this guy from not Singapore, but one of those, I think it's Thailand or somewhere, but it's an Indian chap, Indian businessman.
Singapore self.
Yeah. I did a suit by him when we went to Canada, Toronto, the international, and up to now it's still fitting me good and thing, I mean, they measure you and they ship it to me after a month or so.
Yeah. He's doing the purple one for me.
Good. Yeah. Very, very nice chap. Yeah. Of course, since then I get an email every 2 weeks from them advertising.
Of course, once you sign on, it's trouble.
Yeah. Sure. All right. What is the time now? Carissa and Kirsten.
7:01.
Okay, so we'll talk stop now.
Okay, hello and good night, everyone. I'd like to say welcome to our first handover ceremony at the Rotaract Club of Penal. To begin tonight's ceremony, I kindly ask you all to stand for the playing of the national anthem for both Trinidad and Tobago and Grenada. Mr. Campbell. We will now have the national anthem of Grenada. Okay, thank you, Mr. Cameron, for playing both anthems. I ask you all now to kindly remain standing and bow your heads for the opening prayer, which will be performed by our outgoing club service director, Ms. Danielle Sila.
Let us pray. We come before the Supreme Being today as a club dedicated to serving the community and effecting lasting change. We humbly pray that we are made fearless as we continue to contribute to the holistic development of our membership and youth at large. May we be fearless as we uphold our core values of growth, leadership, innovation, inclusiveness, empathy, and integrity, so that we may continue to create lasting change in our landscape. In unity with our parents club and our well-wishers, we humbly pray.
Thank you, Ms. Sila, for the opening prayer. And before we sit, I would just like to recite the Rotary forward test of the things we think, say, or do. The first one is it the truth? The second is it fair to all concerned? The third is, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? With the forward test being said now, you all may kindly take your seats. For the next part of the program, it will be chaired by our outgoing Vice President, Ms. Carissa Nanan. But before I hand over to her, I would just like to give you all a little brief introduction to who Carissa is. Currently, Carissa is pursuing a master's in psychology and she has a passion for humanitarian work. She also even has her own mental health nonprofit organization known as the South Mind TT, which aims to break myths and misconceptions about mental health and mental illnesses in Trinidad. She could also be really considered like a community activist. She's always fighting for the rights of her community, and you can see evidence of that on the news often. She's always on the news fighting for her community. So with all that being said, I now hand you over to tonight's chairperson, Carissa.
Good afternoon, all. I would like to introduce our specially invited guests tonight. So tonight, I'd like to introduce the District Governor, Leslie Ramdani, District Governor nominee Debbie Rupchan, Assistant Governor Brian Ramatabi, Assistant District Rotaract Representative Chanel Thompson, outgoing President of the Rotary Club of Penal, Vijay Buchun, incoming President of the Rotary Club of Penal, Deoraj Ram Singh, and the members of the Rotary Club of Penal, outgoing President of the Rotaract Club of Penal, Sudarshan Motilal, incoming President of the Club of Penal, Adana Governor, and the members of the Rotaract Club of Penal, the President of the Rotaract Club of San Fernando, and the members of the Rotaract Club of San Fernando South, the President of the Rotaract Club of San Fernando, and the members of the Rotaract Club of San Fernando, the representatives from the Rotaract Club of Pune Vibrant East, the representatives of the Interact Club of Holy Faith Convent Penal, Maya Lee, and the members of the Interact Club of the Holy Faith Convent Penal, representatives from the Interact Club of Ivy High School, Parvati Girls High School, and Shiva Boys Hindu College, the representatives from the Iliac Club of Diana Memorial Vedic School, Avocat Vedic School, and Lengua Presbyterian Primary School, fellow Rotaractors, and members of the media and viewing public. So greetings to all. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome you all to the Rotaract Club of Penal's handover ceremony. So I'd like to invite our delegates to actually give a brief greeting. So Mr. Leslie Lawrence Ramdani, born February 26, 1950, grew up in a family-owned biodiverse farm and so developed a keen interest in the environment and sustainability. He has a passion for our outdoor activities and he's a father of one son. He is the chairman of a family-owned hardware company, LL Ramdani and Company Limited, and has been a businessman for over 47 years. He serves as a director on several national boards, including the National Development Foundation, the Grenada Chamber of Industry, and the Communist and the Grenada Solid Waste Management Company. He is the former director on the board of the Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited, and in his Rotary experience, he is a charter member of the Rotary Club of Grenada East, established in October 1977. He served as a member, as a president, a secretary, and a treasurer on all club committees. He has been a 5-time assistant governor for the Rotary Club of Grenada, and he attended many district conferences and international conventions. He's also a Rotary Paul Farris Fellow Benefactor, a Paul Harris Society member, District 7030 Disaster Relief Chair from 2017 to 2018, District 7030 District Chair of the Rotary Foundation Fundraising Committee 2019-2020, District 7030 District International Service Chair 2020-2021, and the Rotary District Governor-elect 2021-2022. His hobbies include sports, fishing, walking, and farming. So we introduced this afternoon Mr. Leslie Lawrence Ramdani to give a feature speech.
Good evening, all. Let me say thank you for inviting me to your handover ceremony of the Rotaract Club of Penal. It is indeed a pleasure to be here, and I must tell you, this is my first official duty as a district governor. I was at my club's handing over on Wednesday night, but I was still the governor-elect. So officially, this is my first official function as district governor. And what a pleasure it is to be here with you Rotaractors from Penal, because I know, having visited your club virtually with immediate past district governor Sonia, I vividly remember how active, how vibrant your club is. And I know that in your club, there are a lot of many engaged Rotaractors And you are, I think, one of the #1 clubs in the district. Your name has gone far beyond Trinidad. I can tell you that because I have traveled a bit. And your club is probably a club that is envied by other Rotaract clubs in the US because of the level of activity and engagement of your members. So indeed, it is a pleasure to be associated on my first official visit with a very active Rotaract club, sorry. That certainly gives me the inspiration to carry on as I begin my governor duties in the district. So at this time of the year, this is a period when club administrations change. And so you are moving from the administration of 21-22 to the one of 22-23. And it is a challenge for the incoming president because certainly your activity over the last year has been dynamic. The bar has been set very high, and incoming president, you have a great challenge ahead of you. But as president, a lot is expected of you as you lead your club into the new year, as you imagine Rotaract this year. There are many things that you can do. There are many possibilities. You can dream big things and convert them into reality. Convert them into worthwhile community projects that will inspire and make your communities better places as we go ahead. But a lot depends on you, President. You are the one responsible for providing the atmosphere in your club so that your members would feel wanted, they would feel welcomed. You have to provide that care and comfort for your members. We have found, and studies have shown in Rotary, that unless we do not provide that atmosphere in our clubs where people feel wanted, we're going to be losing members. So the onus is on you, the new leadership team, to provide that culture in your club. And if you do that, you will be embracing something called diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that is one of the priorities of our president, Jennifer Jones. Being a woman, of course, we know she would be very concerned about how we treat our members. And so she has asked us to focus on our membership as we begin our years. Let us create a club where members, because of the way they are welcomed, because of the values we put on every single member, because certainly they come with different skills. You have different vocations in your club. And that is why we can be so dynamic in Rotary and Rotaract. Our membership is diverse. They come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different races, different social level, different levels of social strata, different religions, etc., etc. The list goes on and on. But the point is this, and I always say this, that I think in the Caribbean, we have the most diverse members of Rotary in our clubs. And that is why we are the envy of clubs in the outside world, because of the way to put it simply, our fellowship is fantastic. The way we lime and enjoy one another's company is indeed something that is very admirable. And that, when you create that culture of fellowship, the culture of engagement, the culture of welcoming members, that is what spurs your club into activity, so that when you look into your communities and you see the needs that exist out there, every single member can play a part, get engaged, and contribute their special skill to whatever activity is undertaken by the club. And this basically is engaging your diversity, your equity, and your inclusion in the club. All members are welcome, all members are wanted, all members are valued, and there is no restriction to barriers. And we find that if your club embraces and exemplifies diversity, equity, and inclusion, it paves the way for you to gain new members, because persons on the outside see your club as a very active, dynamic entity. And they would like to join a club there because they feel they can contribute something to society. So I urge you to please, as one of your priorities, to embrace DEI. Remembering, of course,
Okay, it seems DG has frozen.
Understood.
Doc or AG Debbie, can you probably see if you get a note to him, please?
Sure, I'll check him. He read my notes and he's typing back.
I think he lost connection as well. I don't see him in the room.
Yeah, he just wrote that he lost connection and is trying to reconnect to the meeting. Okay, let's hold for him.
No problem.
am I back? Sorry about that.
Yes, you're back.
No problem. No problem.
The internet just dropped here.
We were very excited and we got really scared and we didn't see you, for a little bit.
No. Very sorry about that. Yeah, so I was talking about, embracing and exemplifying diversity, equity, and inclusion as a means of growing your membership, growing your club, and growing your activity in your community. Rotaract gives you the opportunity as Rotaractors to develop yourselves. It gives you the opportunity to develop leadership qualities. And every Rotaractor has that opportunity. So I urge that you take advantage of your time as a Rotaractor. Build yourself. You have to take care of your community. As we do that, my particular emphasis this year is on the environment, and I would like your club to get involved in doing an environmental project. I know your range of activities span far and wide, and you are very active, but I would like to see us this year in the district to really undertake environmental projects, because as you know, the environmental sustainability is so important to us. And I know that AG Brand, that's one of his particular, he's particularly interested in the environment. I'm sure he would support you in any project that you undertake. I just want to tell you quickly that the theme of President Jennifer, which you can see on DG and Debbie has it as her virtual background, as you can see it on mine. It's a simple, her theme is imagine, it's a one word. A logo is also very simple, but it is significant. That circle and the dots you see around it, together they form our guiding star and lights the way forward for us. The dots, if you look at them, there are 7 dots, and that's our 7 areas of focus. And those are the areas that we would like clubs to undertake projects in. Because if we accomplish all of those projects in the 7 areas of focus, we can certainly be contributing to world peace and understanding. And we have Miss Peace right here with us. She can tell you that too, DG and Debbie. That green bar in the center is your working tool. That's a tool by which we undertake to involve ourselves in projects. Past district governor would tell you that you need to get down and dirty. You have to get involved yourselves and do the projects. The colors of the theme represent the women's movement. And apart from that, purple represents polio, green represents the environment, and white represents peace, of course. So you see, it's a very significant theme and something that will guide us as we go into this Rotary year. You may also remember, or you'll also know that as full-fledged members of Rotary International, you are now expected to pay dues, but I think that comes into being in January. And also, I ask you to please, starting now, to make contributions to the Rotary Foundation. The foundation supports us in our activities, our club projects, and that is where we can get grants from, and you are now entitled to apply for district grants and global grants. So it is important that you encourage your members to make contributions to the foundation. So I thank you for inviting me here to make some remarks to your club. I wish the incoming team all the success. I said the bar is very high. You have to maintain it. But I can tell you that your district leadership team is here to support you. You can call on any one of us in the district leadership team, and we are all prepared to support you. So I urge you to go forward. Imagine the possibilities that we can achieve next year if we convert them into reality. Good luck and great success this Rotary year as we imagine Rotary. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, District Governor Leslie Ramdani. We will now call on Assistant District Rotaract Representative Chanel Thompson to give us a few words.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for having me. Good night, DG Leslie, DG Andy, Debbie, good night, dear Justin, who's also in our presence, presidents and Rotaractors. Thank you all for having me again. I bring brief greetings on behalf of our newly installed dear Justin Schwelt. We've observed and admired the work of the Rotaract Club of Penal since their charter in 2020, from peace building work to their work with the mangroves, amongst other things. We are extremely grateful that each of you have answered the call to serve. As we kick off this new Rotary year, we remind you to think big, think innovation, and as DG Leslie said, think inclusion. Now, immediate past President Sudarshan would have attended our recently concluded conference in Barbados, and I'm sure he can attest to a fulfilling experience, having been amongst many other Rotaractors throughout the district. We span 17 countries, may I remind you. We are here to support you, the Rotaract Club of Penal, and we have faith that you will be taking home Club of the Year in 2020, at the end of 2022-2023. So thank you very much for having me again, and do enjoy the remainder of your evening.
Thank you so much, Assistant District Rotaract Representative Chanel Thompson. We will now call on the Rotary Club of Penal President, Mr. Deoraj Ramsing, to give us a few words. Is Mr. Ramsing here? Is there any other representatives that will be able to give a few words? I am not seeing him here right now. Anybody? Is there anyone from Rotary Club of Penal that would be willing to give a few words?
Let's put Rotarian IPP, past president and current secretary of our club, Deru
Yeah.
Narayan, Jagannath on the spot and ask him to do some words, please.
Mr. Jagannath, we're putting you on the spot, but please do.
DJ? His mic seems to be on, but we're not hearing him.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, you're on now.
Okay, right. It's like a great effort on behalf of the Rotaract Club of Penal to have this handover on the 1st of July, which is actually the beginning of the Rotary year. And I look forward to working with the Rotaract Club of Penal. I know they have a lot of projects entrained, and I look forward to seeing the success that they have planned to achieve as they have achieved in the last year. Since coming on board in October 31st, 2020, the Rotaract Club has gone beyond the call of duty. And I think District Governor nominee Debbie Rochon will attest to this because she has interacted with them on many occasions. And the mere fact that they were able to achieve citations is a feather in the cap, and I will encourage them to continue the good work. And I look forward to the newsletter that they plan to put out soon with regard to all the forthcoming projects. So on behalf of the Rotary Club of Penal, let me extend greetings to the Rotaract Club of Penal and wish them all the best in the forthcoming year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DJ. I'd like to thank everybody so far who would have given greetings. I'd like to introduce a little entertainment piece. It's called Happy Place, and it's a violin cover by Mr. Strings. So, Mr. Kamlin, would you play our entertainment at this point in time?
Sure, 1 second.
Happy place in my life every living day. A happy place in my life every living day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamlin. I will now be inviting our outgoing president, Mr. Sudarshan Motilal, to deliver the president's report and year in review. So Mr. Sudarshan was the charter president of the Rotaract Club of Penal. He has served as the past president of the Interact Club of Shiva Boys Hindu College. Mr. Motilal is the proud founder and managing director of Inspire, made by Sudarshan Limited, and the marketing director of IRAI, Motor and Agents. He studied at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, and is a student of NYU. Additionally, he is the youth leader of the Satya Darsi Spiritual and Sporting Group and on the district committee of the Public Relations for Rotaract District 7030. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Sudarshan Mushlal to give us the year in review.
Right, pleasant good night, everyone. It's lovely to have everyone here. I would like to adopt all protocols previously established, and let's get to business. After that lovely violin piece, feeling like the party, but we had we have to review the year. All right, so Mr. Carmelin, could you kindly pull up the slides, please? I will try to be brief. I'll try to be brief. All right. So for the year 2021, 2022, this has been our second year in existence, and it has been a year of fulfillment for me. So could you go to the next slide, please? We'll run through some of the highlights that we had throughout this year. So starting off, we learned that finances is a very important part of a club after our first year. And there's where, for the year 2021, 2022, we took a bigger step into fundraising. We had 2 fundraisers at the start of the year, which were a raffle and one later at the year. The raffle, we had creative prizes where we utilize the skills of our Rotaractors. We have someone who likes makeup, we had that as the first prize. We had someone who likes photography, we had that listed as the second prize. And we wanted to use that as a way to promote and empower our Rotaractors whilst sourcing funds for our club. Right, can we go to the next slide, please? Secondly, something that was very prominent in the year 2021, 2022 is that we took mental health very seriously. We addressed that coming out of COVID-19, the virus was only one damage provider. The bigger damage provider was what was done internally, not just to the body, but to the mind. Having noticed this, we looked at gender-based violence and we looked at men's mental health. 2 specific groupings that we thought were not commonly addressed. And we had quite a turnout, quite an engagement. And these are something that I am sure our new incoming board will be continuing. Moving forward from that, what we had after was something that we take pride in, which is a Rotaract orientation webinar. From the inception of our club, from its charter, one of the main founding goals which we established was that we wanted our club to be a provider for young people. We wanted young people who got the experience in Interact or who didn't, who when leaving secondary school had a space that they could join and they could feel empowered and they could have opportunities and be able to give opportunities. So because of that, our Rotaract orientation webinar was something that served that very well, that made the transition from Interact to Rotaract seamlessly. We would reach out to the Interact clubs and have their outgoing groups talk with us, ask us questions, and connect with us so that they know that they have a space. Next slide, please. Well, we had an induction ceremony, and this is something that is on the list because when we started in COVID-19. So we were a computer club, right? But after that, as things started to get more and more physical in 2021, 2022, we finally had our first induction ceremony where everybody was able to come out, get pinned, meet, greet, take photos. And this was the start of our fellowship, which I've learned in my time in conference is very important. So that's why this is on the list. Next slide, please. Right, so we don't mean to get anyone hungry, but there's just a little bit of creativity in the mix. This came from part of a cultural exchange program that we had, which was it was weaved into Independence Day, and it was something that our club took very seriously. Right? We could go to the next slide. The Grow Box training. This is directly linked to our peace project and our peace training initiative, where our long-term goal is rehabilitating the mangroves. And within all that, we had the short-term vision and mission of empowering individuals to be able to grow their own food. And within that, we had our own Rotaractors attend a training session hosted by the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. And we were able to get our training so that we could have the resources to go out into the communities, go out in the homes, and encourage as well as give individuals the resources to grow their own food. Next slide, please. Right, another fundraiser, right? So this was a Q fundraiser, you know, to make back some funds so that we could keep our projects going. Next slide, please. Right, so this was our first anniversary, big deal, right? The big one, reaching 1 year as a club. It was something that you know, we felt proud of. Next slide, please. Right, so for Diwali last year, we had an interesting collaboration where we would have had the opportunity to interact with the Rotaract Club of Pune Vibrant East in India. And what we did was that we all scheduled a certain time, a certain meeting, and we had a program where before that we had our Rotaractors from both sides take videos and share what their preparations for Diwali, and close to Diwali we were able to come on, talk, show, experience without spending $20,000 to reach India. All right, but that was something that we know that we enjoyed, and it was something that made us imagine a bigger horizon. So it was definitely one for the list in the year 2021, 2022. Can move on. Coming on to the end of the year, the Moncton Government Primary School, at their base, we were able to create some hampers and distribute to some families that needed it along that time. And it was a smooth process because of our members and because of the support of some of the community groups. Next slide, please. Right. So for Valentine, this one is close to my heart, and it's not because it's just Valentine. Our club had recognized that one of our members, family member, was diagnosed with cancer, and they were able to create a fundraiser around Valentine with something called a treatment box. It was a nice box that were sold at C3, and all income made from this particular project went to the family of the cancer patient who was related to our club. And the reason why I said it's close to my heart is because that was me, right? It was my sister who was diagnosed. So, and at that time I was very busy. And there's where I saw the power of the club. They were able to step in without me and have this, and then call me and say, hey, we're ready to support. So this was special to me. Next slide, please. Right. So targeted directly to our members in our professional development goals and objectives, we're able to organize a public speaking workshop to ensure that our members were given the tools and given the guidance so that they could develop themselves in how to represent their ideas, thoughts in a manner that is globally accepted, right? Next slide, please. This is another one that is dear to me. We had one of our members reach out to us about a home that was burnt in the area, and our club was able to source the fundings and provide the material, some material to help rebuild the home. Next slide, please. Right. So we have, in continuing with our goals of grow it your own and providing that sustainability to homes, we had a seedling drive partnered with the Shaw Foundation, where our club would have given out free seedlings to families and individuals so that they could plant their own food. Next slide, please. Right. So I would leave this section to our incumbent president, so we can skip this, move forward. Right. So let's just go after this. There's one more thing I would like to address. Right. We have some honorable mentions, things that we think makes our club our club. All right. Could we move forward? So I would briefly mention some of our members. So we have Amala Nanlal, right? Within this year, she would have been highlighted for her own business, which is Mala's Magic. All right. I hope I said that correctly, right? Where she provides and innovates in beauty products, and it is something that is unique and is something that we thought deserved support. Right. In addition to that, we have our very own Makeup Love 868, right? Ananda. Ananda would have been, next slide, please, Mr. Carmelin. Ananda would have been a makeup enthusiast who took it forward to follow her passion. And I'm sure you can see the lovely pictures on your screen, right? And express her creativity through the medium that she feels most connected with. Could we move forward? We also have Shivesh Lal, who has his own photography business, right? Again, lovely pictures, who supports the club 110%. Not only our club, but also the Rotary Club and surrounding clubs. All right, could we move forward? I don't know who this is. So this media and marketing company. This is myself. I'm there too, and I have received a lot of support from the club with my company, starting my company. Yeah, we can move forward. Right, so Members Connect. This was a part of every general meeting for the year 2021-2022, where we wanted to ensure that we inspired our members. So there's just one picture. We have St. Nicholas Winton here, where we shared a story, where we shared something meaningful that we thought our Rotaractors could draw inspiration and draw strength from to continue the work of Rotary. Yeah, could we move forward? In addition to that, we had something called a trip around the world, right? I like that that we had word imagine brought across, because that is something that in 2021, 2022 was one of our direct vision. We wanted to make sure that our members dream and dream big. So we had every general meeting where one member for 5 minutes would get to present on where they would like to travel, right? Where they would like to see, where would they like to venture, right? And it was something that it made everyone feel special. It made everyone learn more about each other. It was a form of fellowship, and it was a form of sharing your dreams with friends. Yeah, could we move forward? Also, our members is one of our priority. Whilst we serve the outside, we want to make sure that we fuel the inside. So in taking care of our members, we ensure that when they come, we have calm music playing for meetings. We make sure everybody had a good day. We also had socializing at the end of meetings, and we ensured that every meeting we had something geared towards our members in particular. So I think that is it for the year in review. So we could stop sharing. Wow. So this is indeed a monumentous occasion in my book. Seeing that a year has passed, or should I say two, what 2 years it has been, as this is our first official handing over. Usually, at the end of a chapter, you feel down, you feel a little sad, right? But tonight, for some reason, I do not. I feel happy, More importantly, I feel proud. As charter president, it was quite a journey and a vision, starting and creating a club. But at the start of the club, if I were to say what was the goal of the club, why did we want to create a club? It was always about creating a space for young people. A space, as I said, I'm sure I said it before my speech because that's how important it is to us. It was about creating a space for young people to grow, give, and receive. And tonight, looking back at the year 2021, 2022, I feel satisfied and I am convinced that we have done that. And with that, that's why I don't feel all that sad, but I feel proud. And I am grateful to have been granted the opportunity to serve as president. More than that, I can say for certain that the club has served me more than I could have ever served the club. The lessons, support, and growth it gave me is incomparable. And I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say this. And for that, I say thank you. Welcoming this new administrative group, I would like to say that we are all leaders by joining Rotaract. It doesn't matter if you're a prospective member, if you're a member, if you're a board member, if you're an executive member, or any type of member there is. You are a leader by being here. And this is not my words. I learned this from Ms. Sonia Allen in conference at Barbados 2022. And it is something that resonated with me. And I thought that I would say it back tonight. And the reason why I say this is as I welcome this new year into new hands, where everyone has the power to contribute in the new theme of Think Big, I invite you all to be leaders. But more specifically, I'm excited to hand over into a new vision, a new passion, a new leader of leaders, if you will. So who has been my right hand, keeping me sane for 2 years, not just this year, but the 2 years, Miss Adana Governor. I have no doubt that she will deliver in her own style and vigor. I wish you and the new executive, as well as the new board, the best. For this isn't only another year, it is your year. And by extension, it is our year. So think big and enter fearlessly. And adapting to what DJ Leslie said, imagine the possibilities. How exciting. You have my best regards. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sudarshan. I think you were having me very emotional tonight. I wanted to cry, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just pull it together. But thank you so much. And I'm very, very excited for our new board. I definitely know that they are going to continue the hard work that we have been doing for the past 2 years. So thank you so much. I see that you already, started the handover ceremony here. But is it that you have to do the handover for the rest, or is it that Adana could speak now?
Adana is so excited. She said as soon as I hand over to she will take the rest of the handover. So you could pass
Okay, great. So I am inviting President Adana Governor now to highlight the new plans that we're having for the upcoming year. So before you start, Adana, let me just let the people know about you a little bit. So Ms. Adana Governor began her involvement in the Rotary as a member of the Interact Club of Holy Faith Convent, Penal in 2015. She has served as the treasurer for 2016 to 2017 and the president at 2018 and 2019. Upon joining the Rotaract Club of Penal in 2020, she served as the charter secretary for 2 terms, 2020 to 2022. Her personal goal and ideals are aligned with those of the Rotary Club. And she often says, I give myself to the community because of the joy and the satisfaction it brings. Knowing I made someone's life a better and knowing that I have made someone's life better and their burden a bit lighter. Currently, Miss Governor is in her fourth year of University of the West Indies as a medical student and is the recipient of a National Open Scholarship and in the area of natural sciences. She is quite passionate about pathology and has been a member of the Pathology Club of UWI for the past 2 years. As of today, she is the Assistant Public Relations Officer of said club. Her hobbies include journaling, writing poetry, and listening to music. In her spare time, she enjoys content creation, especially related to the topics of self-care and supporting local. So, Adana, we would like to bring you on now to tell us about everything Rotary and Rotaract. So, we pass it over to you.
Hi, good night, everyone. Thank you, Carissa, for that introduction. And thank you, Sudarshan, for your inspiring words. It is truly a great honor to continue in the footsteps of Sudarshan, continuing the great work of my predecessors. And I look forward to working with the talented individuals on this newly elected team for this Rotary year. Over the past 2 years as a club, we would have made some waves in the district of 70-30. And this year, we strive to continue doing just that, with our main focus being on fellowship and community. Fellowship, because without that, we are random individuals occupying space, goalless and objectiveless. Community, because we owe our service to them. I beg your attention for a few minutes so that I can share our plans for this upcoming year. Firstly, as you may know, diabetes is a prevalent chronic disease, not just in Trinidad, but worldwide. Therefore, we plan to assess community education among all diabetic local persons about the condition and its self-management. We would then intervene and even provide further outreach based on our initial findings. Health literacy, check. Secondly, as simple as that it may sound, pollution is very real and prevalent at our local beaches. We therefore aim to partner with expert authorities on a quarterly basis to restore and maintain our scenic views. Additionally, we intend to continue our mangrove peace project that Sudarshan would have mentioned, which would involve further cleaning and replanting mangrove seedlings, as well as a long-term awareness campaign. Environmental action, as DG Leslie would have mentioned, check. Added to that, at the height of the pandemic, when the Rotaract Club of Penal was birthed into existence, we were a computer club, as Sudarshan mentioned, only online projects and meetings. Eventually, as the COVID-19 restrictions would have been eased, we had at least one in-person meeting per month. Moving forward for this quarter and in the future, we intend to focus more on in-person meetings and eventually progress to hybrid meetings. That way we'd get to focus on our fellowship and innovation. Also, per quarter, we intend to have at least one group activity. So our members would know that we plan to have a hike for this first quarter, which I myself am looking forward to. And Carissa too, as I could see. Lastly, and of utmost importance, we know that the transition from Interact to Rotaract and then Rotaract to Rotary could be challenging. There are also some of us, including myself at first, who didn't know that Rotaract existed as that gap, for want of a better word, between Interact and Rotary. We therefore intend to continuously communicate with the neighboring Interact, Rotaract, and Rotary clubs via project collaborations and even meeting presentations to ensure that that transition between the three would be seamless for members. As we know, Rotaract is a welcoming space, not just for the young, but also the not so young, or should I say the young and the young at heart, right? So we are a relatively small club, but we are ready to do the work in our community while also allowing our members to shine and grow. Again, we are extremely grateful to Mr. Motilal and his team for paving the way for us and bringing us this far. It is my hope that along with the newly elected team, we go the extra mile and we raise the bar even higher, especially with our fellowship and service. Thank you again for gifting your invitation. And just bear in mind that that would be a fraction of our upcoming plans. I would now like to Thank you, DJ. I would now like to present our club officers for 2022, sorry. These officers decided that they just wanted more work to do, right? Actually, these members have generously volunteered to serve our community and each other, and I could not have asked for a better team as we continue to make those big waves in the district and by extension the world. I present to you Club Officers 2022-2023. Our Vice President, Danielle Silal, you all may know her as the reminders person. She is also a smartphone photographer, and her superpowers, as we would know, are constructive critiquing, contingency planning, and being the devil's advocate, just asking me tough questions. Next, we have our secretary, Tiffany Adams. She is a past secretary of the Interact Club of Holy Faith Convent Penal. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Psychology Special with a minor in Management. She works as a clerical assistant, and her hobbies include reading, poetry, crafting, interior design, and event planning. Next, our treasurer and our immediate past president. He was a past president of Interact Club of Shira Boys Hindu College. He is the founder and managing director of Inspire Made by Sudarshan Limited. He is also a marketing director of Mirai Motor and Agents. And he's also on the District 7030 Rotaract Committee for Public Relations. Next, we have our club service director, Samantha. She is a past treasurer of the Interact Club of Holy Faith Convent Penal, and her hobbies include drawing, painting, reading, digital art, and animation. And she's also passionate about helping others, and she looks forward to new experiences.
Okay, did we lose Adana there?
I think we lose Adana for a little bit.
I am terribly sorry about that. Can you all hear and see me again?
Yes,
Yes,
you're back,
we can.
Adana.
Great. So Candy Sergi, our Community Service Director, she is the outgoing Public Relations Officer. She's a registered pharmacist with the Pharmacy Board of Trinidad and Tobago. She's a proud Hindu and Karma Yogi in progress. She enjoys gardening and loves plants, and she's a beach baby and adventure seeker. Next, we have Miss Akelia Daniels, our incoming Professional Development Officer. She has a Bachelor of Science in Biology. She's passionate about animals, science, and helping people. She loves anime, manga, and learning about new cultures. And she's also great at motivating and cheering on members of the club. I think great is an understatement. She's much more than great at doing that. Mr. Siddiq Mohammed, he is our incoming Disaster Preparedness Officer. He has a Bachelor of Science in Environmental and Natural Resource Management. He has a NIPOSH International General Certificate in Occupational Health and Safety, and he aims to be part of the renewable energy era and promotes green sustainability to save our planet. He's also currently employed in the education sector, Mr. Shivish Lal, he would be our Public Relations Officer. He is our outgoing Community Service Director. He was also a past interactor of the Interact Club of Shiva Boys Hindu College. He's the founder of Shivish Lal Portraits, and he loves to explore and share the culture and natural beauties of the world. Next, Ms. Carissa Nanan, our outgoing Vice President. She will be our incoming Sergeant at Arms. She holds a she is a master's in psychology student with a love for humanitarianism. She is also the founder of South Mind TT, a nonprofit organization, and she is a passionate activist. Lastly, but by no means least, our membership chair, Ms. Amala Nandlal. She is pursuing a degree in physics and mathematics at UW St. Augustine. She is the owner of Amala's Magic, an organic, cruelty-free skincare line made with 90% locally sourced ingredients. She's also a part-time tutor and loves to read and participate in outdoor activities. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you our club officers for 2022-2023. Thank you.
Thank you, Adana, for presenting us with the incoming executives. Honestly, I am very excited. I've worked with you all before, and it's really amazing. You all are a really beautiful bunch to work with, and I'm absolutely excited to do this again. So I am going to invite now Miss Akelia Danielle to recite a poem entitled Never Stop Being You. So Miss Akelia Danielle, you have the floor tonight. Miss Akelia. Adana, do we know what's happening here with Akelia?
I think it's a video
It
cursor.
should be a recording. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a recording.
We're going to
No
share
problem.
and play start shortly.
No problems.
Never Stop Believing by Terry Bushett. Never stop caring about the little things in life. Never stop dreaming and don't give in to the strife. Never stop wondering, are we on our own? Never stop thinking, has your spirituality grown? Never stop building bridges that lead to better tomorrows. Never stop feeling amazed at the beauty that surrounds you. Never stop hearing the music and don't give in to the blues. Never stop pushing away negative thoughts that make you feel sad. Never stop loving the ones you hold dear. Never stop giving and don't give in to fear. Never stop smiling, but look forward to each new day. Never stop shining in your own special way. Never forget that all storms will clear. Remember, brighter tomorrows are always near.
Thank you for that video, Miss Akelia. I will now invite the Mr. Sarvesh Mangal and Amresh Mangal, respectively, to introduce our featured district governor nominee, Miss Debbie Rupchan. Adana, is this a video or is it that they're going to do this live?
Good evening, everyone. This afternoon, I have been given the opportunity to introduce the featured speaker. Debbie Rupchan is an attorney at law and has been engaged in private practice from 2009 at the law firm of Ernest H. Coilas and Company, representing clients in many areas of law in the various courts in Trinidad and Tobago, and recently before the Privy Council. As an attorney at law, Debbie has represented legally aided persons, and apart from giving her service to such clients, Debbie gives her time generously on a completely pro bono basis for clients who are unable to afford legal services, whether through free legal clinics at Rotary outreach projects or otherwise in the course of her practice. As to her Rotary involvement, Debbie Rupchan served 3 terms as Assistant Governor for the South Cluster of Clubs, Trinidad and Tobago from 2018 to 2021, and is currently the Rotary District Peace Fellowship Subcommittee Chair for 2021-2022, the Chair of the District 7030 Peace Committee, the Innovative Club Advocate for District 7030, and she is the District Governor nominee for the Rotary year 2024-2025. Debbie has been a member of the Rotary Club of San Fernando South from November 2011. She is passionate about promoting peace and is known for wearing a peace pin as part of her work attire. She is a PHF +8 and a member of the Paul Harris Society. Some of Debbie's hobbies are traveling, meeting new people, learning about different cultures, and listening to music. It is without further ado, I hand you over to District Governor nominee, Debbie Rupchand.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. District Governor Leslie Ramdani, who, if I may say, Rotary Club of Penal, you are very, very honored to have at your function tonight. His first day in office and his first appearance. It truly shows how special this club is. DRR Justin, past presidents Deonarine and Ignat of the Rotary Club of Penal, ADRR Chanel, outgoing Rotaract President Sudarshan Motilal, incoming Rotaract President Adana Governor. Well, Adana, you're already here. Fellow Rotarians, Rotaractors, early actors, interactors, all our distinguished guests on the platform, good evening to all. I'm delighted to be a part of your club's handover. The occasion of a handover is always memorable in that it allows the opportunity for reflection and celebration of the achievements of the club under the leadership of the outgoing president, while ushering in a new leadership team to carry on the club's projects and activities. Your club must be justly proud of past President Sudarshan, who was also the charter president of the club, for the manner in which he and his team would have led the club in its various projects towards bringing benefit to those in need within your community during the last year, and I think it's a year and a half or close to 2 years. I recall being present at the charter of your club, and it has been a delight to me to observe the remarkable progress that you have made since your charter, and to have interacted with your members at Rotary events, whether it was online or in person. I have every confidence that the Rotaract Club of Penal will continue to excel under the leadership of President Adana and her board. Your club is special in that it was formed with former interactors, so that even before you transitioned to Rotaractors, you were engaged in giving service to your community. And I'm so pleased to see that you continued to seek to recruit interactors through your orientation seminar to transition to Rotaract, and to hear President Adana say that she too is going to continue doing this. Peace, as you all know, is dear to my heart, and I thank your club for its participation and involvement as from your charter in our district peace building sessions. I recall that your outgoing president, Sudarshan, was instrumental in having the Heal the World video come to fruition, which video was used in celebration at the district level on the United Nations World Peace Day. That video went viral out of District 7030. As a matter of fact, we were asked to use it in America for another big peace building program. I thank you too for your participation in the global grant on the alleviation of hunger, where you would have participated in grow box training, and you would have started working on the restoration of mangroves in your community. I thank you for your participation in the planning and unveiling of 5 peace poles earlier this year by your sponsor club, the Rotary Club of Penal. President Shekhar Mehta asked us during the 2021-2022 Rotary year to serve to change lives. And President Sudarshan, you and your team have certainly served to change lives during the last Rotary year, whether it was through your fundraising efforts, which included, from what I saw, your innovative Valentine treatment box fundraiser, your mental health series issue, your hamper drives, your seedling drives, we all just saw it. I sincerely congratulate you. March 2020 changed Rotary for us as we knew it as Rotarians, and we had to adapt to meeting online and finding innovative ways to serve our community. As a matter of fact, your club came into existence during the COVID pandemic through the efforts of your sponsor club, the Rotary Club of Penal, who itself continued to dedicate itself to service and to expand its service base through Rotaract, Interact, and Early Act. And I want to take a moment to congratulate the Rotary Club of Penal, your sponsor club, for their service and their guidance to your Rotaract Club since its inception and up to today. I know for a fact that they have played a very integral role in your rise and success. Tonight, I'm going to be touching on two keywords, engagement and continuity. And you would have heard District Governor Leslie talk about engagement earlier too. This year, we have been asked by our first female president in the history of Rotary, Jennifer Jones, to imagine Rotary. To imagine a world that deserves our best, where we get up each day knowing that we can make a difference. President Jennifer has emphasized the need for us to engage members through meaningful responsibility. And incoming club leaders, this is a challenge that you must embrace. In President Jennifer's words, finding the right part, P-A-R-T, to engage each member should be our core function. It comes down to the comfort and care of our members. If you are unable to engage your members, you would not grow Rotary, and it is likely that your membership will go into decline. Always remember that Rotary is a membership organization first, and therefore we must take care of our members. We must listen to our members' needs, and we must meet their expectations. We must be able to inspire them. How many of you have had the experience of having a long and tiring day, but when you attend your Rotaract meeting and you meet your fellow Rotaractors, you forget about the day and you become energized. Your club, your weekly meeting comes on and you cannot wait to meet up with your fellow Rotaractors. And why? Because you are engaged in what you are doing. You love what you are doing. And more importantly, you are seeing the results through your projects and activities in relation to the work that you are doing. This is the feeling of anticipation and inspiration that we must work to engender in all members of our club. And the best way to do it is to ensure that during the Rotary year, every single member becomes involved in what you are doing. Of course, we can't all be involved in every single Rotary project, but the Rotary year must not pass without each member in your club having been engaged in at least one task, having been given the responsibility for one task. Remember, engagement is key. And it is not just the responsibility of Club President Adana, your club chairs and board members who you would have just seen on screen. Your role is to support. You too have a responsibility to pull together teams of Rotaractors within the club to work with you in the different avenues of service so as to ensure that there's engagement in your club. You would have heard District Governor Leslie talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. That is a top priority for Rotary International, and it's a top priority. It should be a top priority for your club too. Please ensure that your membership is reflective of the diversity of your community and that your club is inclusive. Have a good balance of male and females in your club, people of different ethnicities and cultures. Be open to having members who may have physical disabilities in your club. Remember, every individual has the capacity to serve in one way or another. Continuity is important. Last year, President Shekhar Mehta had asked us to empower women and girls. And this year, President Jennifer Jones has indicated that we will continue empowering women and girls. While your club leadership may change annually, it is important to understand the importance of continuity. It cannot be that every single year, when a club leadership changes, that you have new projects and we do not continue older and meaningful projects. And I was so pleased to hear President Adana, who from her track record as an interactor and now a Rotaractor and a Rotaract Club president who has significant experience in community service, it pleased me to hear her mention continuity in terms of your mangrove project and your peace project and her continued intention to continue engaging interactors. That is commendable, President Adano. Rotary has 7 areas of focus, and I encourage your club and its members to be innovative and try your best to engage in projects in all 7 areas. I like to remind Rotaractors whenever I speak to them, when you joined Rotaract, you would have read the Rotaract pledge at your induction ceremony, and you gave a commitment to serve through that pledge. Please stay true to your commitment. Take pride in being a Rotaractor. Do your best. You are our younger generation of Rotarians, and the power to make a difference is in your hands. As you move ahead in this Rotary year, in President Jennifer Jones's words, you don't imagine yesterday, you imagine tomorrow. Do not look back, keep focused on tomorrow. You are imagining and make it happen. Imagine Rotary. Thank you.
Thank you so much, District Governor nominee, Ms. Debbie Ripchan. You really got me emotional. Again, I feel like everybody's getting me emotional tonight. But thank you so much. And now I will leave the floor open for members and other attendees to share their sentiments. I really would like to hear from Dr. Mister, but everybody else, you are indeed welcome to say a few things tonight before we close. Don't be shy. This is a safe space.
Are you all hearing me all right?
Yes, Dr. Mister.
All right, I think Clarissa. Clarissa, you're on.
Good night, everyone. Doc, I was going to allow you to speak before I did, but thank you. First, I'd like to thank everyone for inviting Holy Faith Convent Penal's Interact Club. Thank you all for inviting us this evening. I would like to also, congratulate Sir Darshan and his team on a great Rotaract year, a great Rotary year. It was really a pleasure seeing you young people shine and make a significant difference in our community. So I'd like to congratulate each and every one of you. You all have really been making Trinidad and Tobago a better place. And tonight I'd like to congratulate my girl, Miss Adana Governor, and her team. I have to say my girl because Adana has been with the Interact Club of Holy Faith Convent Penal from its inception in 2015, and she continues to work very closely with our club. And I would like to thank her specifically for all her hard work, her support, and her guidance. I know under her watch, the Rotaract Club of Penal is going to go even further than you all are at now. So, I expect to continue working with you all, and thank you all for your support and God's blessings to you and your team, Adana. I missed the beginning, so my apologies for being late, but congratulations to this team. You all are really wonderful young people, and this is the type of people that we want to continue seeing in our society. So, if we were live, I would give a big round of applause. So well done, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all.
Thank you, Miss Clarissa. Is there anybody else? Dr. Maser? We love to hear you. That's why we're calling on you.
So yes, District Governor Leslie, DGN, Debbie, Rotarians, Rotaractors, Interactors, Early Actors, good evening all. And last time Clarissa and I discussed, this function, she said that we hear too much from you, Dr. Misir, so, give us a chance. So that's why, everybody would know my, my commitment really is to, develop these young clubs and, give them an opportunity to flourish is the word I like to use, the psychological term of flourishing. And of course, from what we have seen in the past year and a half with this club, it is definitely they're flourishing. And all as I like the point that was made that all of you are leaders and you have to look at yourself as leaders. And one of my pet, and maybe this is for District Governor, one of my pet things is that we have to look at leadership as the abstract noun rather than the, when you talk about leadership, we tend to focus on individuals. But I like to emphasize, is a process and certain core values. And more now in terms of management circles and so on, we've seen a lot of work now on followership. And I want to throw that tonight, we have to look at what it takes to be a good follower rather than just being a good leader. So we have leadership and followership. And it's something that we will be talking about when we have our board meetings and so on next year. Just to let you all know that while Debbie was talking, I messaged one of my persons with a disability and so on to join the club so that hopefully we could check, as Adana said, we could probably check that pretty soon that we will have an amputee as a member of the club. And she's a young entrepreneur and so on. So that, I feel very proud. I'm as the mentor for this club. And I like to see young people flourish is my pleasure. And it's something that I really enjoy. And I'm not one for, as I mentioned to Adana many times, I'm not one really for doing a lot of talking at these functions. I like to ensure that, things, go well and, from the background so that I want to wish Sudarshan and all the members of the past board and the incoming board and all the members all the best for the next year. We know we're going to have a lot of challenges, as was mentioned before. We have our proposal for the mangrove and reforestation, that project that will be taken to the first board meeting for the board approval for us to move to the next step, which is to look for funds. So, and I'm happy that Leslie, our district governor Leslie, is in the environment, because I'm hoping, and I will message him privately and so on. I would really like for us to apply for a global grant to do this environmental project. So I'm hoping that he will help us to get it all together. So again, with these few words, in the meeting tonight, I mean Clarissa is here, Ambika, and all these other people who would have supported me and have given me good advice in terms of dealing with the young people and how to approach them and that sort of things. I'm learning myself how to deal with the young people. So thank you all very much, and do enjoy.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nasir. And we love to hear you. So that's why we always call on you. And Miss Clarissa, thank you as well. I'd like to thank everyone so far who would have given us the well wishes. So we have been coming to the end of the program this afternoon, and I would like to invite Interact Liaison, Ms. Tiana Dijkran, to give the vote of thanks this afternoon. So Tiana, the program is yours right now.
Thank you. All protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my pleasure to deliver a vote of thanks on such a momentous occasion. Firstly, we thank God for the opportunity to be gathered here tonight. We wish also to extend heartfelt thanks to you, our specially invited guests, who made the effort to celebrate our handover with us. Executive members from Rotary District 7030, District Governor Leslie Ramdani, District Governor nominee Debbie Rupchand, Assistant Governor Brian Ramatali, Assistant District Rotaract Representative Chanel Thompson. May we never forget the support and kind words you shared this evening. We further wish to extend our gratitude to President Dheeraj Ramsingh for sharing greetings on behalf of the Rotary Club of Penal. More so, it would be remiss of me to not mention the contributions of Rotarians Carmeline Manohar and Dr. Akinat Misir to the establishment and growth of our Rotaract Club thus far. Sir, we appreciate everything you have done and continue to do for us. We also like to thank Ms. Clarissa Bihari and Ms. Jamie Berbal, along with the members of the Interact Clubs of Holy Faith Convent Penal, Shiva Boys Hindu College, and Irie High School for joining and sharing this joyous moment with us. We would also like to thank members of the earlier clubs of Dinan Memorial Vedic School, Avocat Vedic School, and Lengua Presbyterian Primary School for joining us. Heartfelt thanks to the members of the Planning Committee, namely Ms. Danielle Silal, Ms. Adana Governor, Ms. Ariana Rampasad Singh, and Mr. Shivesh Lal, who worked diligently to plan and execute this event. Furthermore, tremendous gratitude to our chairperson, Sergeant at Arms, Ms. Carissa Nanan, for leading us smoothly through tonight's ceremony. To the newly installed board members of the Rotaract Club of Penal, my sincerest congratulations are extended to you. We are beyond excited to work with you throughout the new Rotary year. Lastly, if I inadvertently omitted or failed to mention anyone by name, rest assured that we greatly appreciate your contributions. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, on behalf of the Rotaract Club of Penal, thank you.
Thank you, Tiana. And I'd like to thank my brother, who is the outgoing Sergeant at Arms, because I was very nervous this afternoon, and he kept me a bit, calm this afternoon. So thank you, Kirsten. So we have come to the end of our program. I'd like to invite Ms. Danielle Silal to lead us in a closing prayer this afternoon. So Danielle.
As we think big and imagine new possibilities, may we always remember our ideals as members of the Rotary International family. May we continue to serve others. May we continue to share our ideas, to share our voices, to share ourselves. In unity, as members bonded in service to others, we humbly pray.
Thank you, Danielle, for the prayer. So we have come to the end of our program this afternoon. Is there any announcements that anybody would like to bring before we come to a complete close? Dana, Sudarshan, anybody?
Yeah, we could just well, again, thank you everybody for coming. That's one. Next thing is that please, if you could I'm gonna put a number in the chat. That's my number. If you want to be part of any of the projects, feel free to message or reach out to any one of the groups. That is something we forgot to say. On anything that you would have heard Dana say or anything like that. We have some other Rotaractors here. We invite you to that. That's all. That's the only thing I like to add.
Yes. Okay, great. So we have come to the end. On behalf of myself, I'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you all. I have been in Interact in Irie High School, and I didn't think I would have progressed into Rotaract after Irie. And it really has been a beautiful experience, despite the challenges that we may have had with the pandemic. It really is a beautiful experience dealing with like-minded individuals from other schools and other walks of life. So it really is an exciting experience, and I'm so excited to work with the new board that's incoming. So as we close, I'd like to ask Mr. Carmeline to play one of our final entertainment piece, and we are coming to the end. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all to who participated, and good luck to the new board members who will be carrying on the duties of the Rotaract Club of Penal. I am so excited to work with you all, and good luck. Mr. Kamalian.
Woohoo. Again, congrats everyone, both outgoing and incoming. And everyone have a good night.
Thank you.